the podcast. So, kind of a broader point of making promises to the audience and dropping the ball. The podcast is something I've wanted to do for so long, and for some freaking reason, I still haven't done it. And I think probably around the time of the last update, I was like, okay, now it's happening. But with the negative momentum on YouTube and everything, just like adding the podcast in right now, it just feels like, like I like to add things when I'm on like an upswing. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to like throw things into the fire when the fire's like going out. I think my goal with all this personal brand stuff was always that it would be like, going and going and going up. And right now it's like, oh, YouTube is really hard. So it's like, do I want to throw YouTube on top of it or throw podcast on top of this? I think long term, I could enjoy the podcast much more than YouTube probably. But I also just want, I don't know, I don't want it to be so freaking hard also. I think that's a good thing to think about. Everyone's like, oh, do what you want. I think that's great advice, but you want for what you're doing to be easy also. Not easy in the sense that just like everything happens easily, but like it shouldn't be so uphill. Like you want to be going where things are happening naturally. So I think I'm still going to get to it, but it's also hard. Like, look, I have high ambitions for this thing. I wanted it. You guys saw the preview probably, 3 camera angles, really high quality, all of that. These microphones. And I started reaching out to a few people, and it's just hard to arrange everything too. People are busy. I get it. If somebody asked me to do an in-person podcast, I'd be like, I don't know. Like, unless it's like really good, right? So even with people I know and have connections with, it's like, you got to ask these people multiple times, try to figure out a day, try to figure it all out, try to figure out what's in it for them. So, it's just not that easy. It's another one of those things. It's like, I could imagine, you're a year in, people are reaching out to you. It's easy, but yeah, it will happen. I'm just like, I don't know, just a little discouraged about it, I guess, but it will happen.